The Exynos cycle is exhausting, isn't it? Every year we hear this is the one, and every year half the world ends up jealous of the other half's Snapdragon. But now Samsung just officially unveiled the Exynos 2600, and for the first time in a decade, they're not just trying to catch up, they're claiming the world's first 2-nanometer mobile chip. We're talking about an NPU that supposedly wipes the floor with Apple's A19 Pro, and a GPU that might actually make mobile ray tracing, well, usable. Is this finally the chip that kills the Exynos versus Snapdragon debate, or is Samsung just setting us up for another regional heartbreak? Let's break down the specs, the benchmarks, and the messy politics behind the Exynos 2600. First things first, the manufacturing. This isn't just a minor refresh. The Exynos 2600 is built on Samsung Foundry's 2-nanometer GAA process. In the chip world, 2-nanometer is the holy grail right now. It means more transistors packed into a smaller space, which usually translates to two things: higher performance and way better power efficiency. Samsung is claiming a 39% performance jump over the Exynos 2500. 39%! If that holds up in real-world testing, it's not just an improvement, it's a generational leap. But here's my devil's advocate take. Samsung's 3-nanometer process had yield issues. Going to 2-nanometer first is a massive flex, but it's also a massive gamble. If the yields aren't perfect, we could see the same thermal throttling issues that plagued older Exynos chips. Let's look under the hood. We've got a 10-core CPU configuration here using the latest ARM v9.3 architecture. It's a tri-cluster setup. You've got one Prime C1 Ultra core clocked at a massive 3.8 GHz, then three C1 Pro performance cores at 3.25 GHz, and six efficiency cores at 2.75 GHz. Interestingly, Samsung has upgraded what used to be little cores into middle cores, the goal to handle a broader range of tasks without burning through your battery. They've also added something called Scalable Matrix Extension 2, or SME2, to help the CPU handle machine learning tasks directly, reducing that annoying lag when you're using on-device AI.
All right, let's do a quick fire round for the tech heads. Here's the full breakdown of the Exynos 2600 specs. 1. Applications. This chip isn't just for your phone. It's built for AI, network, and mobile ecosystems. 2. Product status. It's already in mass production. This isn't a lab experiment. It's ready for the S26. 3. Process. World's first 2-nanometer GAA fabrication. That's cutting edge. 4. Multi-core. A 10-core Deca configuration for massive multitasking. 5. CPU. That Prime C1 Ultra core at 3.8 GHz leads the pack. 6. GPU. The AMD-powered Xclipse 960. 7. AI. An AI engine with a 32K Mac NPU. That's a lot of math happening every second. 8. Memory. Support for LPDDR5X for ultra-fast data access. 9. Storage. It moves up to UFS 4.1, faster read and write speeds across the board. 10. Display. It supports 4K and WQUXGA at a buttery smooth 120 Hz. 11. Camera. Up to 320 megapixel single cameras or dual setups at 64 plus 32 megapixels. 12. Video. You can record in 8K at 30 FPS and watch it back in 8K at 60 FPS. 13. Codec. Full support for HEVC, V9, A1, and the pro-grade APV codec.
Now let's talk gaming, because this is where it gets spicy. The Exynos 2600 debuts the Xclipse 960. Now, remember when Samsung teamed up with AMD? This is the evolution of that. They're claiming double the compute performance of the Exynos 2500 and a 50% boost in ray tracing. But the real secret sauce is ENSS, Exynos Neural Supersampling. Think of it like DLSS for your phone. It uses AI to upscale resolution and generate frames, promising a gaming experience that's 3 times smoother even if you're trying to save battery. If this works, the Galaxy S26 could finally be the gaming king we've wanted. But again, I'm skeptical until I see it running Genshin Impact for 2 hours without turning into a hand warmer. AI is the buzzword of the year, but the numbers here are genuinely insane. The new NPU is reportedly 113% faster than its predecessor. But wait for the leak data. Rumors suggest the Exynos 2600 NPU is 6 times faster than the one in Apple's upcoming A19 Pro, and about 30% faster than the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. That is a bold, bold claim. Samsung is leaning heavily into on-device AI, things like intelligent image editing and faster AI assistants that don't need the cloud. They've even introduced the industry's first hardware-backed hybrid post-quantum cryptography for security. Basically, your data is locked down for the future. We can't talk Exynos without talking about heat. It's been the Achilles heel for years. But for the 2600, Samsung is introducing Heat Path Block, or HPB technology. It uses a special high-K EMC material to pull heat away from the chip faster. They're claiming a 16% reduction in thermal resistance. In plain English, the chip stays cooler, meaning it can run at max speed for much longer without throttling. On the camera side, the ISP, the image signal processor, now supports sensors up to 320 megapixels. But the real magic is the new AI-based visual perception system, or VPS. It allows the camera to recognize objects and even things like blinking in real time to adjust settings instantly. They've also added deep learning video noise reduction, or DVNR, to clean up those grainy low-light videos without sucking the battery dry. If you're a content creator, the addition of the ASVC codec means more professional-level detail and color in your mobile video. All right, here's where I have to give you the honest, frustrating truth. Despite these Snapdragon-beating specs, there's a massive cloud of rumors over the Galaxy S26 launch. Some reports say the Exynos 2600 will be used globally, but a newer claim says it might be limited only to Korea. Why? Well, there's talk of a contract with Qualcomm that supposedly requires 75% of all Galaxy S26 units sold globally to use the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. On top of that, rumors suggest that 2-nanometer yields are improving, but might not be high enough to supply the entire world yet. So we might end up with a 50-50 split. The US, China, and Japan get Snapdragon, while Korea and Europe get this new Exynos beast. It's the same old story, but this time the Exynos might actually be the one people want. So, is the Exynos 2600 the redemption arc Samsung needs? On paper, absolutely. The 2-nanometer process, the Xclipse 960 GPU, and that 6x neural boost are game changers. But my critical perspective, I've been burned by Exynos hype before. The specs look like they can beat Apple and Qualcomm, but the real test is sustained performance and global availability. If Samsung hides this chip in only 1 or 2 markets, it tells me they aren't 100% confident in the yield yet. But if this hits the S26 globally and stays cool, then the mobile chip war just got a whole lot more interesting. What do you guys think? Are you Team Snapdragon, or are you finally ready to give Exynos another chance? Let me know in the comments.
This is NexLab Reviews. Please like and subscribe for more tech reviews. Thanks for watching.